Hey guys, welcome to another devlog for Space Corp. I guess that's what I'm still calling it these days. Um, yeah, I made some pretty good headway on the farming system this week, so let's get into that. So I wanted to expand on the growing potato that we had last week. So I decided to make items for like a tilling hoe, um, watering can, and potatoes and potato seeds. But then I realized I didn't really have a way to use them yet. So I created like this toolbar and it interfaces with the already existing inventory. I added some things like you can click and drag items over, and just general like quality of life things like you can shift click to move it instantly or right click to just grab one off the stack, or you can shift right click to grab half the stack, that kind of thing. Another thing I can do with this is one of these 10 positions is always selected, and I can change that selection with the number keys or with the mouse wheel scroll. And there's certain checks in the code that just make sure the player is using a certain tool for doing a certain task. So the next thing I worked on was I kind of wanted to get the ability to till soil for planting the crops in. So I implemented what I think is like a pretty good system. Um, you just have to have the hoe selected, and when you till, it makes an area on the map that is tilled and displays the graphics. This was like kind of a challenge because I wanted to not just have like square tilled tiles, but I wanted to have like rounded edges, and it fades into the other ground tiles. To do that, I had to actually map out like all the different combinations of what the tile looks like when it's got tilled neighbors to its cardinal directions and diagonal directions. So what I came up with was with these 15 different tiles, and with rotating them, you can pretty much cover any situation. So how I actually implemented this was I created like a tile base for each of the different um, possible tiles for connecting the different dirt paths. And then to figure out which one to actually use in a position, I was determining whether its northwest neighbor has been tilled, whether its north neighbor has been tilled, and then so on. And the different combinations of north, northwest, and whatnot will give you a specific tile that you need to use in that position, and also the rotation. So, just as an example, for the filled tile, this one gets used if all 8 of its neighbors have been tilled. The 4 corners tile gets used if the west, north, east, and south neighbors are tilled, but the diagonal directions aren't. Um, and then these are the ones that don't rotate at all, but most of them also have rotations. So like this is like a one-sided tile with 4 different rotations just based on its neighbors. So yeah, that took a while to figure out, but I think it's working good now. And then for the ability to water the tiles, I used the same tile set but just darkened it a bit to distinguish between being watered and not watered. And then it's literally just the same logic, checking its neighbors to see if it's tilled, to see which tile to use in that position. So the next thing I worked on was the ability to actually just plant these potato seeds in tilled soil. So I've sped the game time up quite a bit here just to visualize this. But if I till this soil and plant a few seeds, I haven't actually put the requirement in that it needs to be watered daily yet, but that's something that I'll get to pretty soon. But yeah, as the time goes on, these crops grow, and I can actually just harvest the potatoes when they've completed as well. I made a little system for uh, just spawning some potato prefabs when these are clicked on. So they kind of spit out in different directions and then you walk to pick them up. And then I've just got them going in the inventory right now. I'll probably change it to stack on top of the toolbar at some point, but for now, this is where I've got for this week. If you want to follow along with the development of this game, throw a subscription my way. And if you've got any ideas for things I should implement in this game, feel free to leave something down in the comments and I'll see if I can fit it into the game. I'll see you next week.